I'm not much of a golfer myself. I'll sit back in the cart, but I'm not much of a golfer.
You should have been there on Saturday. Neither are we.
Yeah, Alex, I think
are we.
it was very fun. It was very fun getting together and like seeing everyone again. But oh my gosh. And that's part of the reason we got the pod. We'll probably come right in here. I think this will be a good spot. So welcome to Going Yard. We're doing it. We're doing it big here. I got Alex, but we got a very special guest, Neil. What's up, buddy? How are you? Thanks for popping on. I feel like we've been flirting for a while. It feels like, and I'm very happy to have you on. This is great. I
couldn't be more thrilled to be here, guys. The pleasure,
buddy.
Mine.
Yeah, buddy. We've known you for ages, decades, literally decades, and we can kind of chat about that. Yeah, isn't that weird? Since
I probably met you when I was like a freshman in high school. Probably when I think
maybe even before. Yeah, maybe like middle
grade.
School. Yeah, something like that. But around that time, yeah. I heard on the I know you're doing the confessions piece on your socials. I do want to plug that a little bit, but I did catch there was some of the references to the basement, and did that drum up some fun memories with
fun nostalgia.
Yeah.
I was doing this thing on the streams that was like confessions, because one of my favorite things growing up was being in the car with my dad listening to like talk radio, like The Fan or like stuff like that, like just crazy sports fans calling in and giving their ridiculous takes as they go to their union job in the morning and barely
like
get
WIP
to school on time. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to do, like, it's too much on live streaming to have people call in. It's too much of a liability. Like they could say anything. So I did this recording thing where I set up a voicemail box, and then and I just wanted to hear people's confessions and kind of do my own version of those shows. But anyway, one of our friends, called in and really laid on a story that I had never heard before about how he he pleased himself in my basement. Well,
he was comfortable.
I was there.
Yeah.
I did leave him alone sometimes.
Yeah. Well, there's that. Well, hopefully that was the case. I think. Hopefully
he was the only guy I would ever have over who would I'd be like, all right, well, I got to go to school. We'd have to go to school. And he's like, I think I'm not going to go today. And then I'd be like, okay. And then I'd start walking out, like, is he going to come with me? And he's going to go back to his own house. And he's just sitting there. And so I was like, okay, I guess he's staying here.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I'll see you after school.
Yeah. We did. You had very much of a very communal basement. I remember distinctly it was Parker and Peter we'd work. We would go do the station there, and then we'd come back and just like have Wawa. I remember distinctly the Fired Up night where we watched the movie Fired Up.
F you.
Yeah.
One of the greatest.
I just remember that was the only time, the first time, maybe the only time I've ever watched a movie and then immediately after watched it again.
Yeah.
Is that fire truck coming through? Can you hear the fire truck?
Sure is.
Fired up.
Beautiful.
Sure is, baby.
That's the one where he goes Prohibido, right? Is that
Prohibido?
Yes.
Yeah. Prohibido. Yeah. And he's like seducing this high schooler football player is seducing like an older cheer counselor, and he's doing like poetry in moonlight in the woods, if you remember that. You're a wood nymph crossing the moonlit starry night. And everybody else, everybody else is like primarily females, and they're like football players. Is like the premise of the whole movie. I just remember there was the one female lead. I think her name was Carly, and then there's the one douchebag boyfriend who's like, Carly horse, no, Larry Moe and Carly, Carly fries. And
Carly Davidson.
He rips off like 5 or 6 puns in succession, and then I think he also has like another 7 or 8 throughout the movie that are just incredible. It's tough with any Carlys now, where I can't immediately think of that.
Was it the same era that we watched The Internship together in the basement?
Oh, that was a little bit after,
separate?
I think.
That was in LA?
That was a little bit of like college.
That was in LA, because I didn't love The Internship when it first came out. I had high hopes. I love those two guys. We all do.
Yeah.
And then you guys came out to LA when you're staying with me, and you were like,
Yeah.
"Oh, buddy, you got it all wrong. This movie's
Yeah.
tremendous." And then I watched it with you guys, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I guess I watched it with the wrong people."
Yeah.
Now it's one of my all-time favorites. It's
I love that
We're
movie.
on the line.
Yeah.
We're online. Yes, that's right. We're
Yeah.
on the line. We've
Yeah.
got it. We got to be there.
Exchangeogram. It's Exchangeogram. We're just moving photos back
We're
and forth.
exchanging
Okay, guys.
ideas.
That's right. Yeah.
Now we're saving lives. I mean, come
He's
on,
got the
guys.
pizza. He comes in. I got one more for you guys.
We were in a blender. Now we're saving lives. Thank you for bringing us to this. Thank you. What a breakthrough.
That movie's tremendous. Yeah, I mean, and then it's also got one of the all-time Will Ferrell spots in it too.
What, the mattress store?
Yeah.
Yeah, he goes, I'll put you on the corner spinning that sign. You know, I call that the Widowmaker. I call that thing the Widowmaker.
Put you out there spinning the big arrow. Yeah.
That's right.
How do you think that alabaster skinny ears is going to fare out there?
Yeah. Like, I'm doing a favor because, you know, I'm married to your sister. And he's like, yeah, it's making me really uncomfortable. You're hitting on all these women. And my sister is married to you.
Werfel does a phenomenal, just uncomfortable, aggro kind of guy. He's just very good at that. The Meatloaf is the classic Wedding Crashers example of that. But
anytime you get him yelling, it's the best.
Yeah.
You get Will Ferrell yelling, there's nothing better.
Oh my goodness. I know. Now, usually we kind of dip into our weeks, anything that kind of happened, kind of any like fun little stories, anything that went on. I know, Alex, looks like you got a haircut, which is looking great.
I got a haircut right before this. I didn't even know. Jake told me that Neil was going to be on the podcast maybe an hour ago.
I sure did.
And so, well, to be fair, he confirmed about an hour ago. So we're right there. We're right there. You know, we're making it happen. And so didn't know the schedule, but I went into this place thinking, oh, I'm going to have a nice little relaxed haircut, a little relaxed afternoon. I go in and it's called Handsome Devils. So you go in and they give you like a glass of whiskey. It's supposed to feel like a speakeasy.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jake
Upstairs.
and I have gotten really into like Peaky Blinders. I thought for sure I'd go in there, feel like Arthur from Peaky Blinders, you know, get real in my masculine, you know, like I'm gonna get a haircut, get a shave, real clean shave,
You got the
drink a
coat
whiskey.
hook. Did you
get in
use
there.
the coat hook? You got the coat hook there? You got the Peaky Blinders thing?
It's so hot right now. No, it's way too hot right now.
Right.
I'm sweating right now. I'm like and I get in there and there's just children. There's just children about. It's crowded.
No.
There's kids running around. Just ruined the whole vibe. Guy didn't even ask me for whiskey. Usually they come in, they're like, hey, you want a whiskey? Just crowded. Didn't ask me for anything. And then I sit down and kind of wait. And then someone comes after me. Immediately the guy goes, hey, you want a whiskey? You want a drink? And I'm just like, what? He just skipped right over me. And got the rest of my haircut. And
did you not feel like you could ask? Like, was it an offering situation only, or?
Because everybody was cutting hair. I didn't. Yeah, and the kids are there, but everybody was busy. And so when that guy came in, one guy freed up, and that one guy immediately just took him right away.
And it's what's brutal is they've got the whiskey on the top there. There's people that go in there and they label their bottle. So up top around the entire perimeter on the ceiling, they've got a shelf and they have got everyone's whiskey for all the regulars that go in. And I wanted to go. I was thinking about going Dutch, Alex. Maybe we go in there. Did you do the classic Yardley thing? Did they tell you? I gave him the last name.
Well, that's the other thing I wanted to talk about. Sorry, one more. I have to add this part. You went into the same place like 2 days ago, and just as a twin, that really disrupts people. You know, people.
Yeah. It sure does. It sure does.
You know, they're not ready for that. And I have to do the whole disclaimer. I have to be like, my brother was in here a couple days ago. I'm Alex, not Jake Yardley, you know, coming in, getting a haircut. And so usually when you're meeting like a barber for the first time, they don't know anything about you. But she already had this backstory of, I guess Jake was a chatty Cathy 2 days ago.
Sure was.
Well, he was full
Yeah.
of whiskey, dude. Of course he was.
Sure was. She's cutting my hair and she's like, "So your family's lived here a while, huh?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah." I assume Jake told you that?
I think she was going for the Yardley. I did the classic. Whenever they hear Yardley, the town next to us is Yardley. We go up. Dad's the mayor, and up light chuckle in the wild. It's a very, it always happens, always comes up. But yeah, I I mentioned my name, the Yardley, as well. So you have been in there. So they had already had a record of you. So I had a
Yeah.
similar thing where when I went in, they were like, "Oh, you had, Mark, and then you had, this other like Larry before that. You had these two." And I was like, "No, it wasn't me at all."
I know. I'm still trying to find the right person. I haven't found
Ugh.
I found my right barber there yet.
I'm chasing Mickey was my guy in LA. He was a Philly
Yeah.
guy, and he and
Yeah.
we would just look at each other, and we were just, it was like a classic barbershop, all dudes, bunch of guys, a lot of tats. They're in mid 20s to mid 40s, just classic barbershop demographic, all chatting sports, but we were the only two Philly sports fans. So we were just like caged animal, or just our backs against the wall, and he and I would just be trying to defend Philly sports in front of all these LA fans. But luckily, they're not that passionate about especially football. It's newer to them. Like they had just gotten the team back. It's more of just like Kobe and the Lakers. That was the only thing that would really set them off. I don't know if you
Yeah.
felt that way in LA, but they're pretty fair weather, except for Kobe or like maybe the Dodgers. They kind of really are
Yeah.
ingrained with sports wise.
And when it comes
But
to Kobe, you just got to let him have it, right? Like, yes,
yeah,
you did. He was great. He was
yeah,
tremendous. One of the very best. I mean, what are you going to
yeah.
say to it? You know?
You know what I say? Well, he went to high school in Philly. I'm just saying. I'm just
Yeah.
saying. Learned a
Yeah.
thing or two. It's
Lower
a little
Marion. People
Lower
forget.
And
Marion guy.
Paris too. Didn't he actually? I love we do like to
Yeah,
claim him, but didn't he really
yeah.
spend most of his time?
I think he was like a military brat. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
he was
his
like a
Well,
dad
no,
was
military
playing
brat.
over there. Yeah.
no, yeah,
Yeah,
his dad was playing over there. Yeah, yeah, not in the military. His dad was a player, which that's a whole nother thing. Is he was like a kind of a nepo baby in a way, right? Because his dad was a player, right? So he kind of had
But
a little
yeah.
did
bit
he
of an
play
in.
in the league at all though, or was he just like one of these college to? I don't know. I really don't know much about it. I don't.
I don't
Yeah,
know either.
I don't
Yeah,
think his dad played in the league. He certainly didn't have a lot of pull.
no,
no,
no, no. I think he just because if he's in the military, I doubt he would have like this illustrious career if he was in the military. I think it was just a college piece was
Mhm.
the other part of it. But oh my god! Now, Neil, did you watch Artemis at all? Did you watch the moon land or the moon?
Nah,
No, you haven't been following at
not
all.
into it.
listen, I don't even think we went the first.
Oh, here we go. Now
I
we're
like
gonna get
it.
on kick. Here we go.
Yeah,
Come
this
on.
is it.
You expect me to believe that green screen bullshit?
Here we go. I love this.
I mean, I don't know. I saw the pictures and like I tuned in and I just saw like this still shot from Artemis, I guess, and it
Hmm.
was a great looking picture of the moon. I mean, I've seen better, but it was interesting. And then I was kind of sitting there, like after a couple minutes, like how long am I expected to sit here and watch this? Because nothing was happening.
I
It was
know.
just the moon. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I lost a little interest because I feel like I've seen some great photos from telescopes.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know, but also I don't totally know what they were doing. Were they laying the groundwork to like eventually in the future go to Mars? Is that kind of what they were doing?
Yeah, there's also some talks of setting up more of a base on the moon. Apparently, the south pole of the moon has like frozen water, which the way it rotates isn't in direct line with the sun, so it doesn't melt. So that would be huge because then you wouldn't have to bring water with you on a
Mm.
voyage to potentially Mars or wherever. So I think at the moment, a part of it is to set up. They did this with the first moon landing, where I think it was like Apollo
13.
11.
You mean like Buzz Aldrin and the boys?
Right. So that was like the 11th mission that actually went on the moon, walked on the moon. 13
Right.
was the movie, and that
Correct.
was, I think, a mishap. So this is
Yep.
Artemis.
They never landed.
Now, Apollo, there's actually a fun little tidbit where Apollo and Artemis are in Greek mythology. They're like twins or they're like siblings or whatever. So that's why this is like a twin mission. They did Apollo.
Oh.
This is Artemis. So now the first Artemis one was just kind of like they went around the moon and then, they went around autonomously. There was no one in it. And now this second one was everyone in it, actual astronauts going around it. And they're setting up for a moon landing coming up. But yeah, it was fun. The biggest thing, the only thing I really watched, like I kept up with it just as kind of like a fun thing throughout the week or two. But the takeoff was really fun because there's a ton of drama where you're like, oh, like you're nervous.
Yeah.
It doesn't go well. Like there's a countdown and there's a lot of rocket fuel and you're like, holy shit, this could look real bad if this goes poorly. So there's a lot of nerves followed by like some relief. And similar to like the re-entry. So that was Friday. Alex and I watched that with Lisa and
that was really fun. Just because like it's like you're hoping they land okay, and then once they kind of land, just a celebration. I think we were joking, like everybody in the command center, it's like all these nerds and they're like, they get together. They've been working on this for years and years. And they're like, so why'd you get into NASA? Oh, the party, man. Just the party afterwards. Oh man. When we landed, when Artemis 2 touched down, because he showed like all of them like popping champagne and like that's really, really a lot of relief that all of this work over the years has gone okay and gone well.
It would be,
I
think we were chatting about it on that Friday, which was, it would be a very fun workplace comedy where if it was just at NASA, I think they've done Space Force with Steve Carell, which I guess is kind of similar, but it would be a very fun, just like you have this very tense, climactic thing happening in the background, but it's kind of like, Jim from The Office, just kind of like, doing faces at the camera to kind of like undercut it or whatever, like it would be a very fun thing to do or whatever.
Yeah. Incompetent NASA astronauts seems pretty fraught with some good comedy, like just really incompetent guys doing very dangerous stuff, doing very important, dangerous, and very expensive missions.
Especially, being big bangs off the air. There's an audience, there's an audience. You could kind of bring in some of that. I don't know if that's the audience you want, but you could bring them in. You could bring them in.
So you guys think we landed there or what?
We didn't land, but we went around it.
Yeah.
We sure went around it.
Yeah, Jake was talking about the South Pole that had all that extra water. I think on the sound stage, that was where the Crafty was. You know what I mean? Right in front of the green screen. That's where all of the punch bowl was, and that's where the water is. That's what Jake's referring to there when he says the other side is the sound stage. The other side of the sound.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So I agree with you. I agree with you both.
Yeah, I love it. Perfect middle ground here. We had a fun time. After I know you're streaming a bit. I doubt you're streaming this, but we played some Mario Kart afterwards. And
do you play? You play?
I don't know if you're a Nintendo
Mario
guy.
Kart. Oh, yeah, I love Mario Kart.
Like the newer stuff as well, or you just go back to the classics?
No, not the newer stuff. Like I'll play Double Dash, which is like my number one favorite game of all time.
You're talking to some twins. Of course we love it.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. And but no, I haven't played any of the newer ones. I've seen people like download those old games and like you can plug in like an old Xbox or not Xbox, GameCube controller and shit and play.
Yeah.
And but no, I don't know any of the newer ones, like but the old Mario parties. I loved that shit. Loved it.
Oh, yeah, we had a blast. We played that. Oh, the Skelly Keys. The Skelly Keys. It's all about the Skelly Keys.
Old Ready Boy.
That's right. Was that at Max's old apartment or something you boys had?
In Richboro, yeah.
Fun
Yeah,
fun
that's
little
when
night.
Red and I found out that we both played Hearthstone. It was like we were coming out of the closet for Hearthstone because it's like a nerdy game in the World of Warcraft world, but it's only the card game version of it. It
Are you
was like
familiar with
around
this
Never
that
even
game,
heard of
time.
it.
Artemis?
No, I've
Ah,
never even heard of this game.
So I've never played World of Warcraft, but I've played and gotten deeply addicted to Hearthstone, the card game within the world of World of Warcraft. And when Red and I found out we both did that, probably around the time of the Skelly Keys thing, it's like running into a safety boat when you've been lost at sea for so long. It was real
finally.
reprieve. Look into in his eyes, and then we played each other. Actually, just today, I have it written here. Just today, he texted me, and he said, "Hey, new Battlegrounds update coming out today." Uh, I, I sent him. I sent him the GIF of Keenan and Kel going, "Oh, here it goes."
Here
And
we go
I
again.
said, "Well, shit. I thought I was going to get some work done today and get a haircut, but looks like I just lost 8 hours today." No, not actually, but yeah. So I'm still play that. It's free to play, so I haven't really lost any money doing it, but I've lost copious amounts of hours playing it, and
Yeah.
that's Rhett shares that with me, and yeah, we bond over that.
That's fun. Over the golf outing, similar kind of thing. Max and I, they re-released a Pokemon game, and he and I both have been playing it. It was my game I was playing during the move as I was moving, doing the cross country, because you can kind of play it mobily. And so he and I were both playing that, but it was funny because we were as we were golfing, he and I were in the car together. We're driving, and it kind of just comes up, and we both just go, "We can trade, we can trade." Because now there's only a couple evolutions. You have to be able to trade
Gengar.
with the other
You gotta
games.
get Gengar, dude.
He and I we were jacked up about that, which was very fun. Do you have any
Is it
games
game?
that you're like closeted games that you really step into? I know you
Well,
guys
you're
were talking
streaming
about
some. Streaming
Apex
some
or
now too,
something.
right?
Oh yeah, no, not Apex. This new game called Arc Raiders. It's an
Yes.
extraction shooter game. It's the greatest game that I've ever played in my entire life. Now I took a
Wow.
lot of years off, so I suck. I stopped playing video games
Yeah.
for like a decade.
Yeah.
Um, and so I recently picked it back up. And even back when I was playing, it was mainly sports games, Madden, 2K stuff, and whatnot. I haven't played a shooter since I was in high school, and so I suck, but it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. It's also like one of the most popular games in the world right now. It's huge.
Really?
Um, yeah, it's a lot. If you like extraction shooters, it's a lot of fun, and it's a lot of people getting on the mic,
Like
like just like nobody just
your
like talking
detached mic.
absolute shit to you.
Yeah.
They're just like it's like
No.
14-year-olds just like calling you like
Right.
a fucking loser while they like
See, this is
dance on your
this
Teabag.
corpse.
this
Yeah.
is
Teabag, yeah.
always this is always what's kept me from the first person shooter scene in general, like the Call of Duty, all of these, because the learning curve to me is like, I'm going to be bad for a while. I don't know if I can endure just the
Jake,
mental fatigue
I call
of
BS. I call
what
BS here. Jake,
you don't think.
you play Madden online, and
No,
the
I know,
same
but I've just
people are talking
maintained.
much worse. They're
That's
talking
true.
much worse
That's very true.
than that.
But I don't have to overcome a learning curve there. I've
Sure.
already
Okay.
the fundamentals are there. I can get up to cruising altitude a little bit quicker. But
I
like,
see.
Yeah.
Sorry.
yeah, the learning curve is what gets me, because I don't know if I want to endure the however long it takes to get decent enough to kind of just hold my own. Now you're saying it's pretty fun though. Like, can you still kind of fuck
It is,
around
but
and still?
it does take some time to get where you want to be, like what you're
Yeah.
talking about. It will, but the good news is you can also like they put you in lobbies like so there's so many people playing that there's all these different maps and stuff. It's if you are like a friendly player and you're not going around killing people and you're just there to like loot and scavenge and find things, it'll put you in other friendly lobbies where people aren't trying to kill you all the time. But the more you start killing people, then you're gonna dip into some dicier lobbies. So
Yeah.
the game basically is what you make of it.
Yeah.
I highly recommend if you're looking for a new team.
Now, can I ask? Is it like Halo or Modern Warfare? Is this like aliens? Is it like dragons? Is it like just regular Modern Warfare, like army guys?
Oh, it's basically like it's like an apocalyptic world, and human civilization has moved underground. But you, as are a raider, you go up to the surface for 30-minute periods, and you have to scavenge and like find things. Like you have to find
Oh,
things to help build things back down below. So like that's the real idea of the game. But then it turns into like when you're up there shooting the shit out of each other, stealing from other. Because when you kill someone, you can steal all their shit.
yeah.
This is so much funnier in context because on Sunday as we were golfing, Max just goes, "Oh, I shoot on contact. I shoot on
Yes,
sight."
he does.
And so it's funny to me because when he said it, I have no context for the game. I'm like, oh, of course, why would you not? It's like Call of Duty. But to hear that there's like a cooperative part of it, and Max is just like, no. I'm just going for kill shots. It's
Can
very
you be
funny.
diplomatic? Can you come in there and go like, "Hey, let's go on a team"? Like, does that happen or no?
Well, yeah. So like me, you can play singles, duos, or trios. So like we could join a party, the three of us, and play together. We'd be on the same team, but we'd be dropped in a world with other trios. And you do have your mic, and you can try to talk to people and be like, "Hey, friendly, friendly, friendly." Like just you're trying to find some loot. Like please don't shoot. But
Right.
people backstab, people
Yeah.
lie, people fuck around. I mean, it really shows you what mankind's all about. Like they'll be
Oh
like, "Oh
yeah.
yeah,
No.
cool, man," and then like you'll turn around and they'll start shooting you in the back. Like, and it's the word, and then you'll hear
Animals.
words that you just shouldn't hear, like words that are off limits for a reason. That all of a sudden people behind these like little headsets feel totally fine saying,
Yeah. And they're
and
young
that's when
kids
you
that haven't
question life
developed
and life. Yeah.
empathy. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this remember the Sea of Thieves era? Remember we play our cousin got us into Sea of Thieves, which is
Hmm.
similar, but you're pirates and you're being pirates and you come in contact with other guys playing. But it takes like
That was around
more.
COVID times. That was
Yeah,
when we were playing that. Everyone was
yeah,
isolated, and we were just like a way to keep in touch with our cousin. The three of us
yeah.
would just shoot the shit. We'd look for buried treasure, and then it was just like
But you need
people.
to you need three people to do the boat, right? Like you
Yeah,
need like he'd be up in the crow's nest, somebody would be steering, the other person would be getting the sails down and stuff like that. And then yeah, like you
looking at the
said,
map,
looting.
looking
Yeah.
at the compass. Yeah.
So you
So you
can't play that game. Like if you just wanted to hop on as one person, you couldn't play. You need two other
you
people.
you'd have to like join a random lobby, and you'd be on a ship with other people.
And then you got to trust
Uh,
them.
and then
Yeah.
they would probably work with you because they need to do the ship. But
Mhm.
then it got to a point where like we're just fucking around, and we're like, we're talking about like our week or day. We're just like, man, this pandemic's fucking brutal, man. This is crazy.
How are
And
your
like, we're just,
dogs? Yeah.
we're just digging. Yeah, how's the dogs? Oh, the dogs, they love us being at home. And then out of nowhere, this other ship, we would just be like, fuck, they're here. And then just people would just snipe one of us, and one of us,
Cannon
the others
fire.
would be like, we're in Davy Jones' locker. I'm in Davy Jones' locker. I need help.
Grape
And
shot.
then
Grape
just
shot. Grape shot.
yeah. There was I do remember I remember distinctly one guy coming up to us, and he was like, killed two of us, had the other at gunpoint. And we were like, hey man, we're just trying to catch up because you guys suck at this game. And we're like,
You guys
I
suck.
know, just trying to hang out. And then like eventually got to a point where we just kind of talked him down off the ledge, and we just kind of chatted with him for a little bit. And then yeah, I think he did kill us in the end. But there was a
He
solid
was
15 minutes there of
he was
diplomacy.
excellent at hiding. He could go up in the barrels of cannons, and he knew how to like get the character into such a way that you couldn't see
Glitch
him at
it.
all. But
Yeah.
you'd still be able to talk to us and talk shit the whole time. So we're like
Mhm.
looking up and down the boat, like, where is he? Where is he? Couldn't
Yeah.
find him.
That's the
Couldn't
worst.
find
That's
him.
like the number one thing that people say is like like they'll kill you, and then they'll be like, "You fucking suck at this game, you piece of
Yeah.
shit." It's like,
Yeah.
all right, I'm just trying to have fun with it. It's like
Yeah.
look, life's so hard. I'm just trying to enjoy myself on this game for a
Yeah.
little bit. And you got this
Yeah.
14-year-old like, "You fucking suck." And it's like, I get that everywhere all my life. I'm not coming here for that.
This is my escape. This is
Yeah,
my escape.
yeah. I
Yeah.
guess I'm going back to story mode.
Yeah.
Madden's a very similar way. I remember I was telling Alex the other week, I had this thing at work. I was like, I'm just so pissed off. I'm just going to go play some Madden. And you were like, how'd that go? I go, well, my blood pressure just raised even higher. It was just even. It was like, it just amplified what was going on. Didn't do what I wanted it to. It's like whenever it's online, you can't really control it. The offline stuff is much more controllable, of course, to be
I
able
don't
to
like
kind of.
online fucking mad. You guys are good. I suck at that. I go down 60-0 before half. It's crazy. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's no fun. It's no
There's
fun.
some people. Yeah, there's some people that are just crazy at it too. We had some fun though with the fantasy drafts.
Oh, those are fun.
Do you
Yeah,
remember?
little franchise.
Do you remember?
Yeah.
I think we did that in LA, right, Neil? I think we did one.
Maybe I remember doing it mainly in your basement at home, or we even lived in LA. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a lot of just staying up all night, being down.
Of course.
Just creating these.
Couple
The
of-
drafting's the most fun. That's the
Yeah.
most fun.
Yeah.
The
Just
playing,
shooting the
it's
shit.
like, let's sim a lot of these games. Let's play the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we'll come in halfway. Let the boys get a little lead for us.
And then it's like, you guys want to do an off season, huh? Maybe make some trades, huh? Do a little
Shake it up.
free agency. Yeah.
Mhm. Checking all the stats of the play. Oh, Asante Samuel's got 17 interceptions. It's like, oh yeah,
You got a dev boost. Looks like he's a superstar now. Here we go.
Randy Johnson has 30 touchdowns this year. Wow, good for him.
Look at him. I always knew he was going to be somebody. I always knew he's. See this. I will say, Madden 2K. They will. It's taken me a while because I'll see a player in a game and go, "Wow, what potential!" And then in real life, it's a different thing. I distinctly remember Alex and I were chatting about this before, but the Ben Simmons. Do you remember us in the Ben Simmons days going back and forth? Where I think you can probably take the W on that conversation where Alex and I.
Probably.
Alex and I remember being deep in the Ben Simmons trenches, being like, "No, he's defensive player of the year. This guy doesn't need to be good at making baskets."
I believe the hype.
Yeah.
Like, have you seen this summer workout video? It's different than the other summer workout videos. This one's gonna. He's been shooting the three, boys. He's been shooting the three. These free throws are gonna just fall down. They're just gonna
look at him.
Down,
hesitation pull up. You don't get it on air. You don't get it. Yeah.
Yeah. The only Achilles heel that the two of you guys ever have is you're very hopeful. You see the best in people. You see potential. You see what they can be, what they could, and you just know you don't want to pull the trigger too quickly. And you know what? That's where my Achilles heel is. I see like one bad game. This guy sucks. He's out.
Dead to me.
He's dead to me. Somewhere in between the two of like the three of us is like exactly where a level-headed GM would be. But Ben Simmons was just, and similar with Jalen Hurts too. It's like I don't need another off season. Him in the gym, deadlifting 8,000 pounds and like admiring his thighs. How about this guy? Throws the ball and gets the wide receivers the ball. How about that?
Oh yeah. Carson too. I was the same way with Carson. He was halfway being traded, and I was like, I don't know, guys. That's a lot of smoke. I don't know if that's real.
You're like,
this guy.
I bought the jersey already, so no, I'm not going to buy this.
It can't be. No, I think that was around the
Brett Brown era, right? The Ben Simmons stuff, right? Wasn't that around?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That was also the bubble. That was the bubble. And that was LA. That was us.
Bubble NBA was the best.
We had some fun. We still had hope for Joel's career, and we had
hope for LA at the time.
I had hope for LA. Yeah. And
he went on to be an MVP from there.
Yeah.
I mean, so he had some
technically.
You don't think he was? You think it was Jokic?
No, but I just mean like for all they gave up for the whole process to just have one individual MVP. Award for the decade of horror.
Yeah.
Like,
was it worth it?
You're right. Technically, we have an MVP, but was that all worth it for one guy to get booed
throughout the league other than in Philly for the 1 year.
Yeah, Markelle Fultz and Ben Simmons really threw a wrench in the whole process situation.
Yeah.
I mean, that was
Zaire Smith. Remember Zaire Smith too with the peanut allergy or whatever that
but I
was?
never thought he was going to be good. I never thought he was going to be good though. Markelle,
Really?
I thought was Zaire. I never
Me
thought.
too. I thought
Markelle, I thought was a lock. I was like, this guy. You kidding me? Combo 2 guard. This guy, he could play D. I thought we were going to do what the Thunder have done twice now, which is they got KD, Russell Westbrook, Harden all in the draft, and then later on they get, I guess they traded for Shea, but they get the other guys, Chet and Jalen and some of the other guys that they have on their team where they drafted them all. They're all on rookie deals. I thought that's what the Sixers were going to do with Joel, Ben, Markelle. I thought we were.
I think that was the idea.
Yeah, I have a conspiracy. Well, it's probably not even that big of a conspiracy, but this is my moon landing was fake take, which is Hinkie wanted to do all of that. Hinkie, I think, wanted to do all of the James Harden and all of the tanking and then just build up from there. I think once the league put in Colangelo and put in a GM and he had like a burner account, I think he purposefully sabotaged the team so that the league could make an example out of the Sixers and not have tanking be a problem. Didn't matter, but it did, I think, because he was a really horrible GM that blew a lot of assets. And I think even after that, it's been pretty poor.
Elton
and
Brand was pretty bad as well.
They picked a lot of bad guys, like like you said, Jahlil Okafor. We just kept going centers. Nerlens Noel. Remember that?
Oh, no. Sure do.
Just
now,
center. Yeah.
I've got to bring up in the bubble, Brett Brown. Do you remember the bit that we had of he just in the bubble, he just if you don't remember, for the playoffs was entirely in the bubble, but each game in the series, Brett Brown was getting progressively more tan. And he was just slowly getting more tan. And there's this story of like, oh yeah, Brett, he loves taking the boat out in Orlando.
That's right.
and he clears his mind. And we're like, the team is doing horrendous. And Brett, we went on some bit of like, he's just got like Margaritaville just playing in the background. And like the team is doing terrible. He's like, nah, Ben, you're fine, buddy. Just keep doing you, bud. And he's just like
his whole team meetings out there on the boat, just handing everyone margaritas, watching game tape, just on the boat.
Yeah. And he's just,
he goes, hey, Joel, another dirty Shirley Temple, huh? There you go, bud. Come on now. Here's a Tommy Bahama shirt. It's XXXL, buddy.
Hey Ben, why don't you put this fish on your story, huh? Look at me.
He was just there for the boat and for the boat rides, and everyone knew it. And as soon as the bubble was over, they got rid of him. They were like, "This guy."
Have you guys seen the sketch show? This Is Not Happening or whatever. With
well, real quick, wasn't it because didn't they give everybody boats? It wasn't Brett Brown's own boat. I think each team got a boat.
Yeah, but he just commandeered it.
He's monopolizing it. People are back at the dock. People are back at the dock just waiting.
It's been out there for hours.
Yeah. Robert Covington is just like, guys, come on.
You just hear you hear in the distance, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Getting closer and closer. Cheeseburger in paradise.
Is that
guys
the boat?
Are showing up for the game. You just see Brett backing the boat back in. He's just backing it in. I'll be there in a minute, guys.
Yeah. The assistant coach, I'm going to need you to start shoot around. Yeah, I'm not going to be there. I'm not going to make it.
On the whiteboard, like middle of the game, just fast forward, he's just got Ala Verde. He's applying like, guys, we got to get our stuff together. We got to play defense right now.
He's like in the other guys, like how he mixes up his job, or he's like, and there's a crime rapist.
Bed Bath & Beyond.
Oh, Jeez. Okay. So I will actually, if you live in Crown Heights, just watch out. But because like he makes it up, like he's
He
running
goes,
game tape, and he's like, so we're gonna need a double knot over here. We got the wind, boom, and this way,
we got,
16 knots, and he's like, oh,
yeah.
sorry, that's the other.
We hit him on the port side.
We're gonna run an
He's
ISO over here with Joel.
He's like, and that's where you're going to set up the pitchers over here. The pitchers are going to be over here. The mix is going to be on the right. The mix is on the right. Okay. Don't
we need a lot of salt. Oh, Ben, I need you on salted rims all day long.
And we know Casamigos is watered down. Get the well. Just get the well. It'll be worth it. We'll have enough mix. You won't know the difference. Dario Saric, Speedwagon. Am I right? Let's get in there, guys. Here we go. We're gonna go tempo.
Man, Nerlens so well. What a blast from the past. Yeah, what a nightmare he was. He was one of the guys that like, because we were really making a lot of bad choices at that time. That even I got to the point where I was like, let's just give him a minute. Maybe he will. Like I was, because to admit that he was also a filler was like this. What a waste of a decade this was. What an absolute.
The thing that kills me about the entire process has been like they've just been hunting stars and they've discarded so many like fine basketball players. Like Iguodala, he turned into like the savior for the whole Warriors thing. I mean, he's a role player. He's not like but he's really great player. TJ McConnell has had some playoff minutes for the Pacers last year. Drew Holiday was like on a championship team, again, kicked off the process.
But this was all part of the process. It was trading those guys.
Yeah.
Those guys.
But it's so infuriating that like you have people they had on the team I'm invested in as a fan. I'm like, all right, here we go. Yeah, they're showing some promise, a couple of years here. Like Isaiah Joe is just like on the Thunder now. Like McCain, obviously this year is kind of
the most recent example of all that. And for the reason of, well, it seems like there was a couple of reasons, but one was like, we don't have a spot for him. It's like, okay, that's not a reason just to toss someone away. And second of all, it seemed like more likely it was just like a cap thing where some GMs wanted a bonus or something. I don't know. There was something going on there.
Maury also said he was trying to get a different trade where he needed a first. The money didn't work and he was trying to, but then that fell through. So he never got the trade that he thought it was going to lead to. But that might just be like a after the fact, save his ass kind of thing.
Might be.
Yeah.
But that's
I think they have ducked the cap like the last it's like 4 of the last 5 years or something like that. I just think the owner tells the GM you have to be under the cap. Just make it happen. No, however you get there, just make sure that it's there. And I think it puts them at such a disadvantage to teams that just blatantly pay through the cap, like luxury taxes, like the Warriors did for a long time and got like great players. And then now Boston, I feel like, is doing it. Now that they drafted their guys, they pay through the cap for like a Kristaps Porzingis to like put him over the top, you know?
Yeah.
And they're not doing that right now.
They're just there to make money.
It's a bummer. Yeah, I am just rooting for them to lose the play-in and potentially have a shot, the 2% chance at getting a top 4 draft pick. That's how sad it's gotten. I'm rooting. That's what I'm rooting for. I would love for that to happen.
I have a hard time watching the NBA in general, man. It's become such a terrible product compared to every other league out. They've really fucked this sport up.
For sure.
Adam Silver.
There's like 5 or 6 teams that are actively tanking. So 5 or 6 games that you can't watch like throughout the week where you're like, it's just a clear blowout, or they'll make it close in the third with a couple weird calls. And then by the end, it's a 10 or 20 point blowout. And
did you ever get into F1 at all?
I was huge into it for a while. I watched that Drive to Survive thing and I was obsessed. And then I was trying to like keep up with it because my dad had loved it forever. So like I started talking to him about it and but the races were on at such strange times that I was like, it's a hard one for me to keep track of. And then I really got into it when Max Verstappen was just winning everything. That's the other problem with that one is like there's one guy who wins everything for 2 years and then they just trade spots. Then another guy comes up and starts doing that. and then every once in a while you get the Lewis Hamiltons of the world, and they went 10 years straight. And it's like, but then what you have to, like, if you're going to be really interested in that sport, you have to be interested in like the fifth and sixth place battle, and like going beyond just who wins the race, and like seeing some of these teams like get in the top 10 and actually get points. And that's where the more interesting stuff happens on years where just one guy wins everything. But
I think that's
I can't say I've watched much this year.
I think that's why Drive to Survive helps so much, because you get so much more storyline and you get so much more background on like setting the expectation for some of those middling lower teams. And it is really impressive to see, like, sometimes they just don't have the same budget that, like Ferrari or, Red Bull gets, or Mercedes. And it is impressive to see them like pull stuff out with like a shoestring budget, where they're just kind of like making it work, and there's some fucking like ballsy racing going on. So that's kind of fun. We have, our buddy Al, he's, for his bachelor party, we're going to Montreal to, watch one of the races. So that'll be a blast. Yeah.
It'll be fun. He's
really into it. So,
it's going to be a good time. I love the guy back in the day. I haven't seen the series in a while, but I love the Haas guy, the originator of the Haas guy, and how he just could not get a hold of the team, and everything he worked just wasn't working. And then sometimes he'd get a call. They did this one episode where he like went out to Virginia to meet the owner. I don't know if it was Richard Childress or whoever it was, and the owner's like, "We gotta win something, man!" Like basically, telling him, like, we got it. And he's like, I know, I can't. I'm trying.
He's like the Brett Brown of F1, where like super likable, but he's just on a team that's been tanking, doesn't have the resources yet, and
the culture's not there, and he's not changing it.
And he's trying to get frustrated with his racers who keep crashing the fucking car, and they're not Mercedes, where like you can just crash a car and they wheel out another one. They're like, "This is money. We're losing money, man." And he just can't make them understand. And then he was the most stressed out man in sports. That guy. But he kept his job. I think it was because he was so likable. He seemed like everyone liked him. Yeah.
And he was a star of Drive to Survive. Like, there was a few seasons there where he was like one of the main guys, where it's like they're kind of checking in on Haas just to kind of see what he's up to. And like, I think afterwards, there's a couple scenes with him and the guy from Ferrari with the tiny glasses, like the crazy hair, and he's got the tiny little glasses, and he's the red jumpsuit, and he's like, "This is my famous friend over here." And it's like the guy from Haas. It is funny though. They're so petty though. Like the Mercedes, Red Bull back and forth. They're so petty. It's kind of great. I do kind of love it. But the one guy for Mercedes would like, he had like a fucking Segway he'd drive around and be like, "Hey, losers." Like, winning. He's like, they've been winning for like 10 straight years, and Red Bull is like, they'd be like, their necks are popping. They're just so aggravated and they're so pissed off. And he's like this more flamboyant European guy with like the chest open, like chest hair on a Segway. Like, "Hey, you guys, see you losers. See you at the podium." It's like, it's the funniest trash talk. It's just so good because there's this European like doing like spin on it, but also people are from all over the place. So like a lot is lost in translation. It's very good. Oh man.
I think this is like most people, but I always like Danny Ricciardo. I felt like he was a good personality. The real Australian party guy. Australian party guy. Great introduction into F1, because he was like the first star in the F1 series, I feel like. But he wasn't the best, but he was a good racer. And he really was a good person to follow into and get introduced into the world, because he was on the cusp of being good, but also the cusp of being bad some years. And he just was like super likable, and like feel like he could have like a whole career afterwards on like a reality show or something,
But yeah,
I think he is popping off. I think that show made him a huge star.
Yeah,
Red Bull did start a couple shows.
Red Bull brought him back to be like a marketing guy, like a a brand affiliate type of thing where he was basically like back on Red Bull, but it was more for like good PR because of Drive to Survive mostly, because he had so much heat and so much good buzz that he was kind of like a reserve driver, but there was kind of like a little bit of like kind of shitty behavior where there was like, they brought him back and they're like, we want you to be a reserve driver, but it was clearly just like a PR stunt to kind of have him, which is, I don't know, kind of shitty or whatever.
It's like the Chris Paul signing. You get a Chris Paul to sell a jersey or two at the end of his career, or you get like a, like an old vet to just kind of sell some jerseys,
Yeah. Man. I did want to dip back before we get too off topic. Well, there hasn't been a topic to get off of, but but I did want to mention, Alex, you were chatting offline on the I don't know how to intro this for you, but the little, was that a Saturday night you had with the pool? The pool, or what was
the
this?
setup for this? Yeah, love your perspective on this, Neil. So I was hanging out with friends I don't know well. This is my second time hanging out with them. Met them through like the gym. We hung out one other time. Hung out with them, and I knew maybe like 3 of the like 6 or 7 people there. We go out to this real small kind of hole in the wall dive bar, and we're sitting in the back, and we're getting drinks and stuff, and having pizza. But then one of the girls there wants to play. She wants to play pool, and so
This is
they're
like
like,
a
okay,
dive bar, right? This is dive bar, right?
very divey, very
Okay.
very small town vibes to it, right? And and so you go, okay, yeah, let's play a little bit of pool. They go over. She asks, what the girl from our party goes to ask if she can play, and there are some people playing, and they're like, yeah, after the game you can. And they clear out, but there's one person left sitting at a table adjacent. There's 2 seats there, one's open, and she's sitting adjacent to the pool table. And she's kind of leaned back. She's got her sleeves rolled up, so they're like sleeveless, right? So she's sleeveless like this. And she goes, yeah, you guys can play, but I got to play one of you. And so she then plays.
Wasn't she wearing like her waitress outfit or something? Wasn't it like
She had come from a previous restaurant. I sat down next to her initially. Everybody's trying to figure out how to pay for the balls, get the sticks and chalk and all that. And so I sat next to her and started chatting with her. Found out her name was Jill. She had an espresso martini prior. And she was coming from a long work shift where she worked at, the restaurant that you were saying there. So she had her work shirt on, coming after work, sits down, and she's just like, she's into pool. She's just really into pool. This is like, I was talking, I'm like, oh, do you play a lot? And she goes, I play. Oh, I play. And she had a pack of Marlboro Reds on the table as well. It's kind of like black lower teeth as well. So she clearly smokes a lot. And she goes out for a smoke. She comes back and she says, yeah, I like to play, love to play. And then she finally plays our friend Steve. Steve was pretty good. And Steve, I guess, just had a lucky round. He hit a bunch in a row and ends up beating her one-on-one. She comes back to the table that I was sitting at, beelines it for her Marlboro Reds. And she comes to the table. I'm like, hey, great game. Give a little like fist pump, like great game. And she goes, yeah, it's just great when somebody else gets to be the hero. It's nice. He gets to be the hero now, and now I get to have that, have that moment, give him that moment and everything. I'm like, oh, okay. Like, you think maybe you could beat him? Like, oh, I could beat him. Oh, I could beat him. And she gets a very angry cigarette out. Like, she clearly goes out, has another cigarette, comes back. One more game plays in between, and then a second game plays. She puts in her headphones. She puts on sunglasses indoors. And then she puts on, I saw her phone. She puts on Bruce Springsteen and doesn't talk to anybody and plays with a partner. She plays with a partner. Hardly says a word to him. She is just locked in. As you'd expect, she runs the table, just like ball after ball after ball. And then because she has to stay humble, she doesn't like handshake anybody. She gives an open hand and fist bow to everybody. She gives an open
Oh,
fist
that's
hand
awesome.
and bow to everybody. And she comes back and sits down. She goes, "You gotta stay humble. You know, you gotta stay humble in this game. You gotta stay humble in this game. You gotta, you know, that's what this game's all about. You know, ups and downs, ups and downs. like,
How
like the
old
whole
was
rest
she
of the night.
roughly?
Yeah, she was probably a great question. Probably like maybe early 40s to mid, somewhere in the 40s. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
Maybe mid. I'll say mid because I don't know exactly.
Mhm.
But
Could be a
she
weathered late 30s. You never know.
it could be. It could be. But the whole night
It
we were just
does.
talking about
Well,
Jill. And
actually, no. Now the Bruce Springsteen, though, that's got to be. That might be
that's a
40s
fun
then.
move. You're in a public space and you put headphones on and put on Bruce Springsteen to play a 2v2 with a partner where you like, or then just go like I could imagine it like, you know, like golf is a more individual sport, you know. Pool is individual, but she had a partner at the time. That's what got me. That she's not talking to him about strategy of where to hit the ball of any
How'd the
kind.
rest of the group take it when she came back? Because
Well, we were scared she was going to stab Steve for a while. We were scared she would get aggressive with Steve because she had lost. But thank God she won that second game, quite frankly. No, there was some real, she was given some real alpha lady energy. You know, she was really like, you know how when somebody is playing pool and they tell you to get out of the way, you know, because the stick is going to get in the back. She would just stand there, look up again, because she's got the headphones in. She's got Bruce playing at like, I don't know, five volume. And she would just stare at everybody who was in the way for the stick. She'd hold up the stick that she brought, and then she'd and then she'd turn around like she had to go, and everybody would slide away. So she didn't really like say, "Hey, could you please move? I have a shot to make." You know,
How
nothing
tall
like
is
that.
she?
Oh, short. She's like, yeah, she was like 4 foot, I don't know, 8 or 9 maybe or
With a
something.
lot to prove.
No, maybe sorry, about 5 foot. She was at least 5 foot. Not that
Yeah.
was too small. Yeah. She was like 5 foot.
Seems like a
At
tough
least.
environment to, you know, get to know a new friend group.
Definitely. But we definitely, and we did kind of have this experience all together though. So now, you know, I went to the gym earlier this week and was like, hey, how about Jill? Huh? How about Jill? We have this bonded experience. We go, did you take Jill home last night? What happened after we left? What happened there, huh?
Yeah, it's like trauma bonding. You guys are just together for life now. Yeah.
Exactly.
Did she keep drinking espresso martinis? Or she had to?
No, she switched over to wine. She probably had about 4 glasses of red wine, if that helps. Yeah, so she was ripping it. Yeah, she was ripping it.
Good for her. That's incredible.
Yeah. How do you feel about these friends though? That's kind of the more interesting part to me is like,
sure,
first of all,
dive in.
you're getting to know new people. I'm still around. Second of all, it's just hard making new friends too in your 30s. So I'm kind of curious how that went.
Well, I can dive in. This is gonna be a whole can of worms, but for me, I'm single now, right? So some of them were trying to set me up, right? But in your 30s, it's really weird. Like they try to set me up with either this like 22-year-old that works at the gym or this like 40-year-old that has 3 kids. I'm now in a point of life where I could choose either spectrum.
Take your pick.
Very different.
Take your pick.
Very different rabbit holes to go down here.
So it's a wide spectrum of options, I guess. But
so
no,
which one were you with that night?
No, both. They were both represented there. They were both represented there.
Seriously, pick your own pick. Which one do you want?
Yeah, it was like, and then it wasn't really like they were setting us up. It was more like, hey, just get to like they're friend of friends. It was just all kind of hanging out. It was just told to me before, hey, you know, if you're interested, let me know. I can set you guys up, but she'll be like this person that's going to be there is single as well. I think it's like when you're single in your 30s, people are like, I know another single person. And like,
Totally.
like the couples all go, "Oh, I have a great person you should meet." I've gotten that a fair amount since being back home and reconnecting with people. And they're like, a lot of married folks, they got 1-2-year-old or something. And they're like, we also have another single friend you would love. We have like nothing in common.
Do you like that or do you not like that? Is that kind of like annoying?
Honestly, sure. Bring them on. Bring it all on. You never know. For me, I don't know who I'm going to gel with or what type of person, it might work with. You don't know until you meet the person, right? So, and also, like you said, tough to meet people. So fun meeting new people anyway. Fun kind of getting to know people.
Now, do you do the online dating as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you prefer? Would you prefer to be set up by a friend who's like, hey, I know another single person? Or would you prefer like, let me just take care of business myself and I'll go on to one of these apps?
I've done both. I typically the Hinge or Tinder or Bumble or whatever app you're using, it's more of a crapshoot of like who's actually going to show up at the date, Whereas I think at least you have a common friend group and like the friend knows that person.
Right.
Little different than this situation because I don't know any of these people. But like old friends, I feel like I would trust their setup better than like a Hinge random match or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. It was fun seeing. That was my first time seeing Max since he got married. For the golf outing. So he said he did. That was where he did the bachelor party or the part of the bachelor party. There was the
it's hardly even a bachelor party. It was just like, hey, do you guys want to go golfing? And we all were like, sure, we would probably do that anyway. And then I guess, then attached to it was like, went back to his place and then he had a bunch of food. His mom, right? Didn't his mom bring a bunch of stuff over and had
Something
ready
like
for
that.
us? And I hung out for a while and then a bunch of you guys stayed later and went out to the bars and stuff. But
Went to Doylestown, yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't like a classic bachelor party trip or anything like where you'd go. So it was just like one day where he just wanted to do his favorite things, play golf and get fucked up.
Yeah. Which was fun. Well, fun and convenient.
Fun.
Not an expensive bachelor party, which is good.
I like that course. It was a fun course. I had a bunch of stuff going on. I feel like it was I had a fun moment with Slack where we were waiting for one of the groups. And I was telling him this story. We were chatting about like honeymoon and like some like just wedding stuff or whatever. And I goes, oh yeah. I told him, I was like, I actually went golfing on my honeymoon. It was in Hawaii. It was this beautiful, beautiful setup. And we're waiting there. We're waiting for these guys to finish putting or whatever. And I go, it was a whole lot like this actually. I actually rented clubs and the driver, it was really cool. It had this like bend to it. It had like this flex where I just wasn't used to that with my driver. It was a little bit longer. And I think it was the second hole on my honeymoon, Lisa was with me. She is like reading a book, driving the cart, ordering food. And we're just in Hawaii. It's this beautiful kind of setup. And I hit this driver and it flexes and then kind of extends, but it's longer than I'm used to and impacts the ground. And then it snaps and the flexible bit is like hanging by a tether. And as I follow through, the head of the club launches into the woods and there's just a stick with the point like a pointy end. And Lisa just goes, does that happen? And I go, no, that does not happen. That is not something. And I told I told Slack this when we were doing it. And I go, yeah, we're right in the woods, just like this hole here. And he goes, didn't know that was a possibility. This is a new fear I have. And he's like about to tee off. And he's like, dude, why would you fucking tell me that? Now it's in the back of my head. And the other thing I didn't realize until like telling it to him is like, part of that story is like, yeah, I went back. I told, the crew, I was like, hey guys, I'm so sorry. Like impacted the ground. It flew off into the trees or whatever. I'm so sorry. Here's like the part of it. And I gave it to him, whatever. But as I was telling it to Slack, I was like, they probably just thought I fucking had a rage fit and like smashed it on the ground.
Totally.
Threw it in the woods. Like, that seems, in retrospect, way more likely. And I had this kind of glass shattering moment with Slack where I was like, oh yeah, there's probably like these people in Hawaii think I'm just a maniac. In retrospect. But yeah, anyway, fun. Do have a fun shot of that. I've got a fun little shot of it, like a picture.
That's a pretty awesome photo you have.
Yeah, where there's like, it's an iron I'm shooting. It's like a par 3. It's like 150 yards, but it's like on the coast. So you can just see it's kind of over top of, the like ravine, like the cliff kind of goes over top of it to the other side. So I want to frame that. I think is going to be my next move. Got the.
Who took it, Lisa?
Yeah. Yep. Lisa took it. Lisa took it. Yeah, I've got the, I don't know if you could see here in the background. I've got the office is getting there. I'm a month in. I just got, this is the latest, setup here is this little like recliner here, which is, been promptly taken over by my cat Pippin. He now, like, the second it was put together, he was like, hell yeah. Just took a nap. He's like, yeah, I own this now.
Not many people have reclining chairs in their office, so that's a nice piece for
it's
you.
pretty fun. I didn't realize until after, but on the description of it, it also says like nursing. It rocks as well. It says like nursing chair. So this is a long-term purchase. This is foresight.
Gonna be nursing Pippin. Yeah, you're gonna nurse Pippin there.
I'm gonna nurse Pippin. Yeah, that's right.
Suckle the teeth. Yeah.
Yeah. So no, this is a long-term investment for that bad boy. But yeah, I'll get the photo in here eventually. It'll be, I'll have to have you over. Check
I'd
out
love
the spot.
I'd love to see the spot. Are you digging it so far?
There's a couple of key things that are amazing, and just the location of it. We're close to restaurants. We can just go out. We can walk places. And then a couple of things I've mentioned on this podcast before, but couple of drawbacks being that we're on the second floor and below us is a frame shop. And this frame shop, one of the guys that works there, his voice carries, and it has gotten to the point where legitimately he sneezed and I go, bless you. And he goes, thank you. Just through our floorboards. So that's one key drawback. The second one, there's a cigar shop next to the frame shop.
Oh, right.
Now, if it is a warm day and the boys are really toking it next door, sometimes they open a window and just blows out up and into our window. So we have, when we first moved in, we were like, holy shit, we live in a cigar store. We like live in a cigar store right now. But we have since updated. We've gotten a couple of things for the windows to kind of plug it up. Some like foam that kind of goes in to insulate. And then we also have, there's a couple of candles, a couple of plants to kind of, that's the new thing coming in to kind of soak in some of the smell, shoot out some oxygen. We got a what the heck is it called? Not a
Do you have an air purifier?
Air purifier. Yes.
Yeah.
Where it kind of just sucks in air and then it's just like a fan. So that was very helpful too. But the rest of it's fun. Alex has been over, so you can kind of talk to her a little bit. But we have a little breakfast nook area, which is nice. It's like it's a really quirky. It's like
Well, I think the best
town, but
yeah, best part of it, yeah, middle of town. Like you can walk right out there and just walk down the main street there, and it's just small town, but that's like the most busy part of it. So it's nice to feel like especially you guys coming from LA, it kind of feels like similar. The only thing that feels similar in Newtown, because the rest of it's suburbia outside of the
It
one
is
or two roads, you know?
insanely small town where this happened. This happened today, where the landlord is so very old school. He's just a very old school guy. Our lease had it was taped together. He whited out some shit from the last tenant and was use the same piece of paper. So picture that guy. Picture that's the guy. And so in order to pay rent, I have to hand deliver a check in person to this guy. And he works at a lawyer's office. He has some space or whatever. And so as again, the most small town thing ever, I don't know where to get an envelope to put the rent check into. So I go downstairs to the cigar store guy. I go, hey, do you know where I can get, an envelope? And the frame shop guy is in there and goes, I got one for you. So I go from the cigar shop into the frame shop. He then gives me a envelope that he goes, I got like 6 dozen at a flea market. And I go, okay, great. Yeah, beautiful. And they're perfect. It was a great one. And then from there, we chatted frames for quite a bit. We might get a piece commissioned. I don't know. And so we chatted about that. And then I walked over and hand delivered my rent check. So that was my morning, was talking to some of the local businesses to be able to try and pay my rent. So very different than LA. Very different than
Yeah.
a nameless, faceless
Much slower.
corporation trying to just get my router number.
Direct deposit. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's pros and cons. Pros and cons. Lots of pros and cons. I had a fun time at your place in Philly. Do you think you'll end up in Philly like that long term, or do you think you're going to spin off somewhere eventually?
I would, I mean, I think until kids or maybe, until kids are ready to go to a decent
Cool.
school,
Yeah.
probably going to be in Philly, the city.
Nice.
Like to be in this house. I mean, we tried to buy this house, but the owner was like, for the same reason we wanted to buy it, they were like, we're not trying to sell it because the neighborhood's just going through the roof. So kind of shit out of luck there, but I mean, gonna try to stay here as long as we possibly can. Love the neighborhood, love the city, love everything about it. And then we're not, but neither of us are like suburban people, the slower type of life. I mean, we don't hate it, but it's not like we prefer this, the walk, plethora of restaurants. So, but also the schools here in the city are
Yeah.
Yeah,
atrocious. So
you gotta
whenever
go
we get
private or
there,
whatever. Yeah.
yeah. So whenever we
Or
get there,
move.
we'll probably be heading out. I mean, I'd like to retire in a place like New Hope or Doylestown or somewhere
New
like that.
Hope's,
I mean,
yep.
I love it.
Yeah. I totally
New
agree. It
Hope's
is
like a
fun.
fucking 1% type of city now, though, or town.
It's changed a lot since we were
coming
kids. It
back.
has
Yeah.
got a real facelift. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just those houses all around there. I mean,
Yeah.
they're
Massive.
huge.
And on that canal there, we actually just went there this weekend. We got some food. We were out on the deck where Rhett's at.
Oh,
Which
nice.
yeah, we went there and hit that up and then walked around. But there are some awesome houses that sit right on the canal, and you've got the towpath you can walk up and down. It's so quaint. It's you could definitely see being later in life being oh, this is awesome. This is great.
I know.
Uh,
As a kid, I was like, God, how do I get the fuck out of here?
yeah.
And now I'm like, this
Right.
really is a great place to come and live the end of your life.
Yeah.
It is. And Doylestown's fun too. Doylestown feels a little bit more built up, kind of like the city, like we're all kind of coming from, where it's
Yeah.
there's just more restaurants and shops, and there's more multiple streets. It's not like Newtown, for instance, which is a strip. It's just one, road or a couple of roads, but there's just more going on in Doylestown. It's just a little bit further removed to get to places like Philly or just the airport generally.
It's so far from 95 that it takes you way. I get to, it's as the crow flies, it's so much closer than and New Jersey, or where we grew up, New Jersey. But
Yeah.
because of the 95 situation for Doylestown, it takes you half an hour to get there. I can be in New Jersey, Lambertville, way faster, way
Yeah.
Yeah.
faster. It's ridiculous how
Yeah.
long, but I think they like it that way. I mean, because my dad's lived there forever. He's like, they like it that it's kind of difficult to get to because
Yeah.
it kind of keeps what's kind of quaint and nice and about it kind of precious and kind of untouched, even though people still are kind of finding a way nowadays, but
Yeah.
they're doing their best. They're doing their best.
Doylestown's like, it's got a fun, we've talked about it a little bit, but like a couple of the bars and stuff like that. And it's artsy too. They've got like, I remember they've got some comedy and stuff too when we were doing the scene or whatever.
Todd,
They've got a couple things.
Todd Glass, I think we saw Todd Glass with Max and his mom, and
Yeah,
and I
he's from
think
there.
he's from the area. Yeah, he's from the area.
He
Right,
is.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Todd Glass. And also I think the other notable person is Pink, the artist.
Yep.
Pink
Yeah.
is from Doylestown. So we'll have to get them all together and do it. I
Todd
doubt
Glass
that.
has one of my favorite videos of all time on the internet where it's like him, there's a bunch of people sitting around the campfire and he's just talking and no one's listening to him. And everyone else is talking to other people and he's just
Yeah.
talking.
Ranting. Yeah.
It is one of the, I watched that
Is-
video for half an hour straight the first time I saw it. I
Is
was
that the one?
dying?
Is that the one where he is kind of narrating it, like their reactions, where he doesn't let them get a word in, and he
Yeah.
just, they're kind of listening to him, but they're kind of like, oh, this is cringy, but he
Yeah,
just
exactly.
he talks through that the whole time, and he's like, oh, what? And doesn't he do a thing where he's like, I know what you guys are thinking. I'm what, 35? I sit here, you don't know me. Fine. What? Okay, fine. No, I am 40. I am 40. I am a clean 40. That's right. Don't look at me
Yeah.
like that. You're looking at her. You're whispering. I'm 45. It's not a big deal. He just kind of keeps going up. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big Todd Glass fan. Huge.
He does one of my favorite things in comedy, which is he goes on stage with a band and
Yep.
he will riff. And he did this when we saw him live, but he's got some great clips of just like, it's kind of like almost Steve Martin at his peak, when Steve would just do this random, like a guitar would drop from like an arena and he would it was this huge big moment, and then he would strum it like twice, and that was it, and it would go back up. And the whole gag is basically like, it's just like he's putting on for this thing, and Todd does that with the band, where it's just like he turns this huge, it's supposed to be like this big buildup, and it's like this shitty payoff, but he knows that. It's really good. He's really, really good.
Yeah. He was really nice afterwards. I think Wendy or someone had struck up a conversation, and we had like a drink or two with him and the band afterwards, because the Doylestown venue it's pretty small. So it's like, if you go to the bar afterwards, you'll probably see somebody.
That was
and they just hang
years
out
ago.
afterwards. So big fan of his. Yeah, he was a cool guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he was pretty awesome. And I think we hit most of the things wanted to chat about, unless there's anything that any like
sports. Yeah, any
memories
sports
or
predictions for the draft is coming up. Neil, do you have any ideas for the birds?
Well, that's what I was going to ask you. I didn't watch much college football this year. I wanted to see what you like. What do we need, and who
Yeah.
who seems like a realistic get? Because where are we picking?
like
23 or
23rd?
22?
Yeah.
Love the 23 spot.
But that's
little
that's
trade up, little
perfect.
trade back.
Yes, that's perfect trade up.
Howie
time.
loves
I think
trading up.
Yeah.
we could probably do a whole nother podcast where we actually talk about the players, the only guys, because I don't really know too many right now. But I feel like, what's his name? Sadiq, the tight end out of Oregon. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
Yes. Great athlete.
Just like a generational tight end prospect. So if he were to fall into like the teens, and then we trade up from 23 to get into like a 15 area, if he falls, that would be a big home run, I think, because
I was
the
seeing
offense was the big Achilles heel last year. It has been the last couple of years, I feel like. Outside of Saquon running for 2,000 yards, pretty much like we talked about, Jalen, I feel like if you surround him with a lot of, because they're not going to get rid of Jalen. So if they surround him with a lot of good targets, I feel like the other alternative to making the team better.
Yeah, which is a shame because we really should consider moving on from Jalen. He really has not. He has so many weaknesses, and it's very it's infuriating
Yeah, but
football
the
to watch.
concept.
I mean, he's just a different guy week to week. It's almost like some games he's in, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna run most this game," and then he runs most of the game, and then like the next week he'll be like, "I think I'm gonna try to be a pocket passer mainly," and then he just tries to
Yeah.
force balls, and it's like it's so he's so different every week. But I will say, I mean, the big issue, if I'm going to give him an excuse, it's the same reason that Saquon wasn't as effective last year. Well, one was because the pattern deal wasn't working, but two, we did get weaker on the offensive line. So I really would like to see us work on the draft or free agency somewhere, get some help there. And then
Yeah.
I agree with you. The offense was the Achilles heel, but we did lose we lost a lot of people on defense to kind of keep that defensive line intact. So like, I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't hate like a linebacker because I know Phillips just led. Like, I wouldn't hate a
Yeah.
linebacker situation either.
Yeah.
There's a couple of people. I know, Alex, you mentioned Sadiq. I saw him mocked to maybe the Chiefs as like a Travis Kelce replacement, but if he
Oh,
falls out of
okay.
that 9 slot, that's where they're at. That would be a good trade up. The other person I was seeing who might be falling is this guy Bain from Miami. He's an edge rusher. Now, little bit of a not that he could be falling for similar reasons to like Jalen Carter, where he had some off the field stuff where he was, I think it was like
Mm.
a similar, it was like a car incident as well, driving, speeding, where he could fall, they could trade
We'll
up.
take them.
We'll
Yeah.
take
So
him.
he's like the edge version. So his name is Bain and he's on Miami. And so he's one to look out for. I think he would be really interesting. They do have some good offensive line shots where this guy from Alabama, Proctor, I kind of like
Mhm.
it because Proctor, it's kind of close enough to the word protector. I kind of like it. It sounds like an offensive
The
lineman
theme.
name. I
Yeah, the
like that.
theme.
And he could kick into guard and do like a guard. And then once Lane retires, he could be the tackle replacement. So
Mhm.
I'd be interested. He'd be a cool one. I think there's another good offensive lineman around that 20 slot as well. But those are a couple of the guys that seem like they could be a good fit.
Do you think we're gonna hang on to AJ Brown though?
Ooh, no, I think the Devontae Wicks trade. I think he's gone now. The Wicks, the Wicks was like an interesting trade that kind of indicated he's gone. I feel like. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I think it's like Jalen Hurts can't get these guys the ball. So what's the point in having, in my opinion, I think he's easily a top 3 wide receiver. Like the talent, like he's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
And people are like, he's getting older. I'm like,
Agreed.
I don't know. The guy I see is still unbelievable. He's big, he's strong, he's fast, he's everything you want. He's a Calvin Johnson type. And but if your guy can't get him the ball, then what the point? What's the point of having him on the team? So I'm fine with getting rid of him. It's just any of the trade offers or rumors that I've heard aren't anywhere near what he's worth. And I get it;
Yeah.
he is getting older, but like you have got to get at least a first round pick out of that. There's no way.
Couple.
A
Yeah, I
couple, I
would.
agree.
Yeah.
I agree. But
Yeah.
some of the ones I saw were like, we're going to get a couple 2s and a 3, and then like a shitty player. And I'm like, that's no reason. I mean, you need to get something of serious, serious value if you're going to get rid of him. No issues getting rid of him. Just got to get something for it.
Yeah.
This is
You're
a
my
classic play in a franchise, Jake. If Jake, I feel like in a
sure
franchise
is.
you would get that wide receiver and you turn him around and you turn it into 5 good starters, you know?
It's a lot like the Tyreek Hill. I feel like we're doing like the Chiefs dynasty just a few years behind. Like
Mm,
we had Tyreek, we had AJ, and now we've got to trade him and try and stay relevant. And we drafted a young defense. We've got to pay him, so we
hmm
have to kind of just go younger rookie contracts on offense, and then defensively we have the core with the D tackles, the corners, the middle linebackers. And so I feel like the roster's in a place where it's you have to get cheaper on offense, and hopefully you can maintain the talent. And I think the best way to do that is the draft. So
Yeah,
it feels like that's where it's at. I don't know. It
How do you
I'm
depends.
guys?
excited about that kid from Seattle too. The other
I was gonna
corner.
say, Reek
Yeah,
Woolen. How do you guys feel about him?
Oh,
Yeah, that's
I'm
yeah.
exactly what I was
excited
gonna
for that.
ask. Yeah. Now, what I've heard is he's obviously massive. He's 6'4", huge wingspan, incredibly fast as well. So he's an incredible like unicorn type talent. But what I heard is he gets really like he'll get burnt. So he's not consistent with his play, and he gets really aggressive. Where he I think led the league in like not suspensions, but like technical foul, not a technical foul, like yelling flags for yelling at the opposing like sideline. Like he
Oh,
like led
personal
the league
fouls.
in it. I guess so. It was some basically taunting penalties. He led the league in like taunting penalty. It was up in the top. So that'll be interesting to see how that meshes with the Fangio coaching and stuff.
Yeah, I know he had some like egregious one where like he had it was like there's this sequence it's a perfect encapsulation of him, which is like he has this incredible play where at first he jams the guy at the line, the guy gets past him, and then as he gets past him, he's so fast he recovers, jumps, and tips the ball away to then save a third down. And then from there, he then taunts and gets a penalty to then give them the first down. So it was like this whole it's like him in a nutshell is just like that. That's why they were kind of okay trading him. But if he's like our third corner and we've got like a safety over top, I think it's awesome. Like we just want him to make those like incredible plays like once in a while. We don't need it consistently. We just need like a pick or something, a timely deflection or something. I think he's like a perfect guy to be opposite Quinyon.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just don't want to get like him and Jalen Carter and potentially this new guy if we draft him, and just a bunch of bad eggs in there, and they're all feuding with each other. Just
Blaming
spitting
each
on
other.
guys.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. That would be a bad luck. A real bad luck.
I believe the draft is coming up. I think it's the end of the month. I think it's like the 23rd or 27th in that kind of ballpark in that range.
Thursday,
Shad
Friday.
Fest.
Oh, Shad Fest!
Whoa!
It's always Shad Fest.
It's
Are you
always
going to
Shad
Shad
Fest.
Fest?
The Shad
It's
Pretty
Fest
much.
every
year.
It's
You are?
always Shad Fest. Oh, am I going? I don't know. I'd like to. It's been like 15 years since I've been to one, so I'd like to go
Me
get the
too.
little
I
root beer
hadn't thought
mug.
about it until you said it. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I just remember that it was always like that weekend. It was Shad
Right.
Fest, and it was also the draft.
I think I remember one of the Browns QB picks. I can't remember who, but I just remember walking around Shad Fest and they're like, this is the one. This is going to be the guy. Like,
Oh, was
Brady
it the
Quinn?
Notre Dame guy who was
Brady
handsome?
Quinn.
Brady Quinn.
yes,
Might have been.
I
Probably
think that
was.
was it.
Good
Like that
pull.
era. Good
And if
pull.
he just rolled over to Knicks and just got fucked up by jamming on the basketball court.
Alex, I was pulling up jamming on the golf course. We talked jamming quite a bit.
Talked a lot of jamming.
Oh man.
Talked a
Jamming
lot of
had
jamming.
some real hesitation moves. He had some dribble packages that I think would make Kyrie Irving blush. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's some dribble package.
And he pulled those dribble packages out on kids that were 5 to 10 years younger than him. And he did. Yeah.
He just loved ball, man. It didn't matter.
He sure did.
Alex, Neil at golf goes, wasn't jamming 1,000-point scorer on Southampton? Max, deeply offended, goes, he absolutely was not. And I go, I think he was 1,000-point scorer at Nick's front yard. Sounds right. That sounds right.
Well, he had this unique story where, like, his freshman year, he scored like 500 or 600 points. He was unbelievable. And then there was this story back in the day about like, I don't know, there was some coach who like took him under his wing and like tried to improve his shot because he had like a real funky shot, like way which you put
Markel
it
Fultz
work.
style.
And then
Yeah.
exactly Markel Fultz. And then this guy tried to shoot him, help him shoot it properly, and then he all of a sudden could not make a basket.
Had the
And
itch.
to the point where he wasn't even on the team. Like he wasn't, he just played at Knicks exclusively. But like, I thought he somehow still got to 1,000 points because he had so many his freshman year.
Yeah.
But Max was
I-
quick to let me know
I
I
do
was
want to give
wrong.
some context for any listener that's listening to this. Knicks is not a gymnasium. It's not a YMCA. It's not even a high school. This was a neighbor named Nick from our friend Sam, and he just let us play in his kind of larger driveway. And all the neighborhood kids would play there when he wasn't home or not home. He just let us play ball. And
honestly,
you gotta love a guy like
genius mentalities. I remember him making us like shovel his driveway.
Oh yeah,
the snow.
it's the least
If
we
we
could do.
wanted to like play or something like that, or also his wife would be very upset if the ball landed in the flower bed. She was,
Which it
Yeah.
did often.
pissed. Yeah.
It did often.
Yeah, it was great because Nick was like this guy. He was like, yeah, play whenever. But he was like this Air Force guy who would leave for like weeks at a time.
Mhm.
And like
Mhm.
his wife would have to deal with it. Like she was the
Yeah.
one who was always there. But he was like, yeah, come over whenever. And it was just like
yeah.
his wife was really the one who was mainly there having
Yeah.
to like, can
Yeah.
you guys move? I need to park the car.
Yeah,
Like that kind of
Exactly.
thing.
I remember
sweating
playing
with
like pickup.
Gatorade.
Yeah. And she's like carrying in groceries from the car, and we're
Yeah.
we're like, horse, H, just
Yeah.
like
Yeah, poor lady.
Yeah, just hard fouling, just flagrant fouls in front of her. I remember just being like splayed out, just exhausted, sweating, just all over her staircase to go up. And she's just like, please move. And it's just sweat stains just like on her wood staircase. Yeah. Yeah, fun time.
great people.
Beautiful. Well, I think on that, guys, I think that's gonna wrap it for this episode. Is there anything else we missed? Do we anything else pop
That's it.
out?
Neil, do you want to plug anything or anything that they can follow you on for any people that listen to this that maybe could follow you? You do Twitch and everything like that.
Yeah, I got a new YouTube show coming out, but not ready to plug that quite yet. We're still filming it. But yeah, I'm on Twitch. I stream mainly video games now. I've become real obsessed
Love
with
it.
that video game you were talking about earlier, Arc Raiders. So if you enjoy that, come on over to the Part 3 Pop Twitch. But other than that, catch Part 3 Pop on Instagram.
Love
Hey
it.
now.
Love it. Also, would you
Yeah.
ever stream some Madden? Maybe you ever get into that?
Out with you.
Franchise?
Well, we can be on a team. We can be on a
franchise.
team together. Could,
Okay, I would consider that. I
Right?
would
Yeah.
consider. I'm not just doing an online match. You just fuck people up, and then you laugh and go, I don't know. It's luck.
don't
It's
know."
not. You're just talented.
Thank you very much. I think we'll end on that. Going yards.